The Nintendo Switch has had an absolutely stacked library over the years, like genuinely some of the best games ever made. Today, we're counting down the 15 best AAA titles you need to play on it. Let's get into it. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. The whole thing looks like a little toy diorama. Tiny characters, soft colors, everything has this miniature feel to it that just works beautifully on the Switch screen. You play as Link, who washes up on a mysterious island called Koholint after a shipwreck during a storm. The people are friendly, the animals talk, and everyone seems fine with island life. But something about this place doesn't quite add up. The gameplay is classic top-down Zelda. You explore the island, fight your way through 8 dungeons, collect items, and solve puzzles using whatever tools you've picked up along the way. Each dungeon feels handcrafted, with real thought put into it, and the boss fights are satisfying without being frustrating. There's also a dungeon creator mode, where you can build your own dungeons using rooms you unlock as you play. It's a shorter game than most Zeldas, but it's tight and polished from start to finish. Perfect for a weekend. Kirby's first ever fully 3D mainline game after 30 years of the franchise. And honestly, it delivered. You're controlling Kirby through a world that looks like a post-apocalyptic theme park mixed with a shopping mall, all overgrown and abandoned. There's real atmosphere here. The story kicks off when a mysterious portal opens up in Dreamland and sucks everyone through it, including Kirby. On the other side, Waddle Dees are being kidnapped by a group called the Beast Pack, and it's on you to rescue them. The core gameplay is the classic Kirby loop: inhale enemies to copy their abilities, whether that's fire, ice, a sword, or a drill. But here, it all works in full 3D, which adds so much more to explore. The standout mechanic is Mouthful Mode, where Kirby inhales real-world objects, a car, a traffic cone, a vending machine, and uses them to solve puzzles in creative ways. You also build up a little village by rescuing Waddle Dees, which adds a satisfying progression layer. Animal Crossing: New Horizons. You move to a deserted island as part of a getaway package from Tom Nook, and from there you build it up however you want. There's no real story being told, and that's the point. The game runs on real time, so seasons change, holidays happen, and villagers have their own daily schedules. The loop is simple: fish, catch bugs, dig up fossils, gather materials, craft tools and furniture, decorate your island. The crafting system was new to the series here, and it gives you a real sense of building something from scratch. You earn Nook Miles by doing everyday activities, which you can spend on unlocking things or visiting mystery islands. Over time, you terraform the land, build bridges, add slopes, move buildings around. The creative freedom is basically unlimited. No two islands look alike. The game got a massive amount of free updates over the years, and a 2.0 update added a ton of content, including a cooking system, gyroid crafting, and more. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's an enhanced version of the Wii U's Mario Kart 8, but it adds a fully rebuilt battle mode with new arenas, more characters, and quality of life changes that make the whole package feel definitive. The racing itself is fast, smooth, and full of character. You pick your racer, your kart, and your combination of parts, each affecting your speed, acceleration, handling, and weight class. Tracks are full of anti-gravity sections that let you drive on walls and ceilings, and the item system keeps things chaotic in the best way. You've got your red shells, blue shells, banana peels, bullet bills, classics, plus some newer items that mix things up. The game launched with 48 tracks, and a Booster Course Pass DLC added 48 more from across the franchise's history, making it the biggest Mario Kart yet. It's got local multiplayer for up to 4-player split screen, online modes, and even a pretty deep time trial system if you want to get serious about it. Super Mario Party Jamboree is the biggest Mario Party game ever made, and it shows. It came out late in the Switch's lifecycle, but it's one of the best party games on the platform. You've got classic Mario Party board gameplay, where players move around a board, collecting coins to buy stars, all while landing on event spaces and competing in minigames every few turns. The roster is 22 characters, the board selection is the best it's been in years, with both new and returning maps, and there are over 110 minigames, covering everything from precision challenges to chaotic skill tests. Beyond the main board mode, there's a whole range of extra modes: a rhythm game, a side-scrolling mode, an online mode where up to 20 players can compete, and a balloon battle option. The Joy-Con motion controls still pop up for certain minigames, and they actually work well here. It's the kind of game that causes genuine chaos in a room full of people, and for a party game, that's exactly what you want. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a massive, story-heavy JRPG that will eat up 80 to 100 hours of your life, if you let it. And most people who let it don't regret it. The game is set in a world called Allrest, where the land is completely covered by a sea of clouds, and people live on top of massive living creatures called Titans. You play as Rex, a young salvager who ends up bonded to a legendary blade named Pyra, and sets off on a journey to find Elysium, a mythical paradise said to exist at the top of the world tree. The combat system is built around blades, which are weapon spirits you bond with that each come with their own abilities and skill trees. You swap between them in battle, chain attacks, fill up gauges, and trigger specials. It's complex and takes time to learn, but once it clicks, it becomes deeply satisfying. The anime-inspired art style is very much a specific taste, but the world itself is stunning, and the story gets genuinely emotional in its later hours.
I like the way this is going. We must catch. I'd rather we didn't have to deal with all these encounters.
May the next
Metroid Prime Remastered. You play as Samus Aran, a bounty hunter in a full suit of powered armor, exploring the alien planet Talon 4. The game drops you into a derelict space station, strips your gear, and sends you into the unknown. From there, it's about rebuilding your arsenal, new beams, visors, missiles, while uncovering the planet's history through environmental storytelling and lore entries. The first-person perspective is unusual for a game in this style, but it works incredibly well. You're scanning the environment with your visor, hunting for power-ups tucked into hidden corridors, solving environmental puzzles, and fighting everything from alien wildlife to serious bosses. The world is interconnected and rewards careful exploration. Going back to old areas with new tools constantly opens up shortcuts and secrets. The remaster updates the visuals significantly with new lighting, models, and texture work, while keeping the original's atmosphere and tone completely intact. Two games in one package, and both of them are great. Super Mario 3D World is a port of the 2013 Wii U game, and it's a co-op 3D platformer where up to 4 players run through creative, dense levels, together as Mario, Luigi, Peach, or Toad, each with slightly different movement stats. The big mechanic is the Super Bell power-up that turns you into a cat, letting you climb walls, claw enemies, and scale flagpoles. The level design is incredibly inventive, throwing new ideas at you constantly. It's faster and smoother than the Wii U version too. The standalone edition, Bowser's Fury, is something entirely different. A fully open 3D Mario experience set on a lake of islands called Lake Lapcat. You're trying to collect cat shines to calm a corrupted Bowser who has gone completely berserk. At random intervals, Fury Bowser erupts from the lake, darkening the sky and attacking everything in sight, forcing you to either run for cover or find a Gigabell to fight back. Fire Emblem Three Houses is a tactical RPG that somehow also functions as a school simulator, and the combination works better than it has any right to. You play as Byleth, a mercenary who ends up as a professor at Garreg Monastery, which houses a military academy split into 3 houses: the Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, and the Golden Deer. You choose one to lead at the start, and that choice shapes the entire game. Each house has its own characters, its own story path, and its own version of the conflict that unfolds across the continent of Fodlan. Between battles, you spend time at the monastery, teaching, building relationships with students, running seminars, and exploring the grounds. It genuinely makes you care about the people you're fighting alongside. The tactical combat is turn-based, on a grid. You position units, exploit weaknesses, and have adjutants supporting your main fighters. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 takes everything the series has built and pushes it further than it's ever gone. It's set in the world of Ionios, where two nations, Keves and Agnes, are locked in a cycle of endless war, with soldiers who only live for 10 years before being consumed to extend the lives of their colonies. You follow 6 soldiers, 3 from each side, who end up fighting together and questioning the system they've been raised in. The story is genuinely dark and mature for a Nintendo game, dealing with themes of mortality, purpose, and what it means to live freely. The world is enormous and open to explore, filled with landmark locations and side content. Combat builds on Xenoblade 2's system, but streamlines it considerably. You have a party of 6, each with a class and a set of arts that cool down over time, and you can mix classes between characters for tactical variety.
Come here! I got something for you!
Thanks for the support.
Break! Come here! I got something for you!
Cheers.
Pikmin 4 is one of the most underrated games in Nintendo's lineup, and easily the best entry point the series has ever had. You crash land on a planet that looks oddly like a backyard on Earth. Oversized toys, garden tools, household objects treated as landmarks. And you need to rescue stranded survivors while collecting enough resources to repair your ship. The whole thing runs on a real-time clock, where you have a limited number of days to accomplish your goals before nightfall, which adds a gentle layer of pressure to everything. The Pikmin themselves are the core mechanic. Tiny creatures you command in groups, each type with different strengths. Red ones are fighters, blue ones can swim, winged ones fly, ice ones freeze things. You throw them at enemies, use them to carry objects, build bridges, or destroy obstacles. New to this game is Ochi, a dog-like creature who can carry Pikmin, break down barriers, and serve as a mount. Super Mario Odyssey came out alongside the Switch and immediately set the bar for what the console could be. It's a sandbox 3D platformer in the tradition of Super Mario 64, where Mario travels across wildly different kingdoms, collecting power moons to fuel his hat-shaped airship. The premise is that Bowser has kidnapped Peach and is planning a forced wedding, and Mario has to chase him across the world to stop it. That setup works as an excuse to visit a huge variety of stunning environments, a desert based on Day of the Dead celebrations, a rain-soaked city that looks almost realistic, a cooking-themed kingdom, a forest kingdom. What makes movement feel incredible here is Cappy, a hat companion you can throw at enemies and objects to take control of them. You become a tank, a dinosaur, a statue, a fish, each with unique movement and abilities. Breath of the Wild launched with the Switch and redefined what open-world games could feel like. It's a game built entirely around freedom from the moment you walk out of the opening area. Almost everything in sight is somewhere you can actually go. The physics engine underpins everything. Fire spreads through grass, storms make metal weapons dangerous, temperature affects your health, and nearly any surface can be climbed. Link wakes up with no memory in a world where Hyrule has been devastated by a catastrophe 100 years ago. And from there, you piece together what happened while preparing to face the threat that's still waiting. The 4 divine beasts and 120 shrines scattered across the map give structure without forcing a linear path. You can ignore all of it and walk straight toward the final boss if you want. The game allows it. Combat is physics-based and improvisational. You use the environment, you experiment, you chain abilities together. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the freshest 2D Mario has felt in over a decade, and it came out swinging. It's a side-scrolling platformer set in the Flower Kingdom, where Bowser crashes a castle and merges with it, sending everything into chaos. The art style got a full overhaul. Characters are more expressive, animations are fluid and wild, and the whole game has a handcrafted energy that feels totally different from the new Super Mario Bros. Era. The big mechanic is the Wonder Flower, a collectible hidden in each level that triggers a dramatic transformation when you touch it. The level itself mutates, pipes come alive, enemies start dancing in formation, the entire perspective shifts, the rules change. No 2 Wonder events are the same, and they're genuinely surprising every single time. On top of that, there's a badge system letting you equip passive abilities like a wall jump or a floating spin, which opens up new ways to approach every course.
Hey!
Tears of the Kingdom is a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, set in the same Hyrule but dramatically expanded both upward and downward. The sky is now filled with floating islands to explore, and a dark underground called the Depths hides massive secrets beneath the surface. The story starts with Link and Zelda investigating a cave under Hyrule Castle, where discovery unleashes something ancient and catastrophic. From there, Zelda vanishes, Hyrule is thrown into chaos again, and Link wakes up powerless on a sky island with new abilities to rebuild. The new mechanics are what elevate this game to a different level entirely. Ultra Hand lets you grab and attach objects together, combine boards, fans, rockets, wheels to build vehicles, bridges, contraptions, anything you can imagine. Fuse lets you combine weapons with materials to create new ones. Recall rewinds the movement of objects. Ascend lets you pass upward through solid ceilings. "15 incredible games. Honestly, any one of them is worth your time." Drop your personal top game from this list in the comments. I want to see where everyone's at. Like and subscribe if you want more content like this. See you in the next one.